Good day, everyone. My name is Tinuade Ogunti. I'm a network infrastructure professional with over a decade of experience in telecoms and majoring in connectivity. It's such a pleasure to be here today to discuss mental health in women in tech. Of course, it's a global issue which does not only affect women, but of course, for the purpose of this interview session, we'll be looking at women in tech. And the first question I have is, what are some of the unique challenges women in tech face that contribute to mental health challenges? I think one of the very things that make women go through some of these mental challenges is trauma. Unfortunately, trauma is an invisible wound that aches, and the way everybody deals with trauma differs. Imagine a woman in tech, maybe after marriage, losing a baby or losing a loved one. The way women process most of this trauma can actually contribute to mental challenges. And aside from that, when women in tech lack support, it's already a domain where you have to do 10x, like I always maintain. You want to equal up with your contemporaries, and that already means that you need to do more. And where you lack support, it's very possible that one will begin to have issues. Another thing is, I think mental wellness is underrated, especially in this part of the world where people will not mind to do skin routines, hair loss routine. You want to do a lot of routine, but we don't pay so much attention to our brain wellness, which is very important. So I think when women have the right support, when they have a good community, when they have people that can help them deal with trauma, and a workplace that has the culture that when you put fish inside water is all in its natural habitation and it flourishes, but once you drop it on the sand it begins to struggle. So the work environment needs to also create that culture. Those are some of the things. And the next question is, how can women in tech identify early signs of mental health issues in themselves or colleagues? Withdrawal is one of the things. When you see somebody that is high potential, high performing, all of a sudden dropping packets like we use in our own telecom space, packet drops means that you aren't having all that you have sent across a medium. Perhaps you sent 10 and you received 5. So we say packet have dropped. So when you begin to notice that there's something that performs so well is beginning to, go below the A class that they belong, it is an indication that they might be dealing with some mental challenges. Another way is when you just notice people snap at others unnecessarily, or when for things that actually over time you could have judged that they're emotionally intelligent to deal with things like that, but now you find out that any small thing they snap at others, or they are not just able to contain any SSAs, then you know that the likelihood that a woman is going through mental illness or challenges. Another thing is when almost everything begins to stress a woman, you know that, oh, stressors now becoming evident in their life is like an indicator. And there's something about stressors, like I've always maintained, when somebody is stressed, you bet aches, you also come back and give to others. Like you have a cup filled with coffee and it spills, you throw coffee out, you won't have water in there. But when you're stretched, of course, it's betting new things, because now your capacity to hold more. So when you begin to see that a woman is going through stress, like very obvious, or you as a person in tech, and to be honest with you, these are always very possible, even going by the economic issues, especially in Nigeria, where I am from. You find out that most things can now get you really worked up and stressed, which can affect the mental wellness. Then the next one is, what resources are available specifically for women in tech dealing with mental health concerns? Um, I will say again that unlike the developed world, in this part of the world, we underrate seeing professionals, especially in the medical field, for things like this, because we feel we will be stigmatized. But when we see a psychiatrist, honestly, there is nothing wrong with it, because the same way you want to see a doctor for other physical part of your body when you don't feel right, you can also visit a psychiatrist. They know how to take you through therapy that will help. Let me quickly give you a story of a woman who at her early stage was going through a lot of mental illness, and the parent, just because of the fear of stigmatization, they were always containing it and trying to manage it. She grew into her 30s, and finally she had this freedom because she moved from Mexico to US, and she was able to by herself consult a psychiatrist, and what was not doable in 30 years, that's 3 decades, right, was doable in less than a year. She got her life back. That was freedom for her and all that. Family and support is another way, or a very critical resource we can use. And when I talk about family, honestly, people that you're related by blood are not the only people that you can call your family, and that's why we have communities of like-minded people. When you belong to communities of like-minded people, you'll be able to pour your heart out. You find out that sometimes women are even at ease to discuss their mental challenges with people they don't know, but can offer some form of help. There are also online tests that women can take, on psychiatric tests, to help them even see how they feel and rate what they might not be completely or like 100% accurate, but they point you to some of the things that you might need to pay attention to. And if you feel that the symptoms are still persistent, then please don't hesitate to see a medical practitioner that will be able to deal with this. It's a win for everyone. How can companies in the tech sector create a more supportive and mentally healthy work environment for women? We need to start even from the HR process. Like I used in the first example, when you keep fish in water, it is natural habitation, it will survive and thrive. But when you keep it on the sand, it will struggle. We need to create a work environment that appreciates women, honor them, know that they matter and what they say is significant. Recently, I watched an interview about a company in the US, and a woman in engineering team gave an example of how life balance, I'm used to work life balance, but she mentioned something about life balance, where women are giving all the support they need, even till the menstrual cycle period, the maternity period, when they want to take children for immunization and all of that. So when women know that there's this culture of support where everybody's looking out for them, they tend to thrive and they are able to open up when they are struggling. But if it's a culture where you have already pressured women and they can't even express themselves so much, or they feel they are not even valued, then they are trying to struggle to keep the pace even when they are going through a lot. So the workplace has a lot to do with mental wellness. I would like to share some of these tips that can help women in tech build resilience and manage stress in the demanding tech industry. And I will be taking from You Are What You Think, from Kumar's book, which talks about our thoughts being our architects. And just imagine that your mind is like the brick, or what you're thinking is like the brick, and your life is the house you're building. Every positive self-talk, every motivation, every emotional intelligence that will bring into play begins to make the firm brick build a very strong house. But every negative thought will make the brick broken, and that of course will weaken the foundation. Another thing that Kumar said in his book that is really very, very important that I want to share and is critical is the power of mindfulness. When women are mindful, then we begin to see more than what every other person sees. Now we are able to query the landscape of our innermost to be able to function well. So let's look at it. My mind is a garden, and there are negativities, which are the weeds, and there are positivities, which are the beautiful flowers. If care is not taken, you'll find out that the negative ones, which are the weeds, they will sprout and they will choke the beautiful flowers. But if mindfulness is applied, then I'm able to contain whatever negativity comes around, with my consistent positive self-talks, assuring myself, believing in myself, and knowing that I am more already. That way, positivity will now overcome negativity and women can thrive. And the Duke says, you don't need to sink with a sinking boat when you can swim. So when you know that it is not working in accordance again, you have the very right to say, you know what, I can pause here. When you pause, you have the ability to refresh, because you will be able to reset. Most times my husband will laugh at me that, oh, you have started your decompress. Yes, I decompress because I know I need it. When I am stressed, or I think I'm going through challenges, I just want to laugh. Sciences have said that when we laugh, our hormones will produce energies for us that of course will keep us alive. So women should learn to say, let me hold for it now. One of my mentors will always say this: a woman can have it all, but not necessarily at the same time, because there are seasons. Like, I'm married with 3 kids, and imagine they are growing. I have a stage where I need to be part of their formative age, and when they grow even older, that is yet another stage, and it creates more room. So don't let's pack ourselves and be in competition of, oh, my contemporary, I want to, oh, they've gone ahead of me and I want to. Just take a break when you need to take one. Thank you so much. God bless you.